Okay, let's look at number 2 in a bit of more detail. So this is the pseudocode that you're given on the exam paper, and you can recognize it with the 7 lines of pseudocode. But some of us, and I like to think in programming language terms, I find thinking in programming languages is a more direct and more accessible way for myself, and many others feel that as well. So how do I translate this into a programming language? And it's going to be Python in this case. So line 1 reads for k equals 1 to 3. So this means that you go round the loop 3 times. But in Python, that translates to 4k in range 1, 4. And this goes round the loop 3 times. Now line 2 reads 4p equals 1 to 5. And this means that this inner loop here goes round 5 times. And in Python, that translates to 4p in range 1, 6. Line 3 reads print k plus p, and in Python it is also print k plus p. And line 4 reads next p, and this line 4 closes the inner loop started in line 2 here. Some programming languages do have a closing statement for loops, like for loops, but Python doesn't explicitly have a closing statement. But nevertheless, what I'm going to put here is next p with a comment here, so that we can, associate it with line 4 in the pseudocode. And similarly, in line 5 we have next k, and this is a closing statement for the outer loop, which is started by line 1. Again, Python does not explicitly have such a statement, but what we'll put here is next k with a comment sign there. Line 6 is m equals 7, and we will have m equals 7. Line 7 is print m star m. Star means multiplication, and we will have here print m multiplied by m. So this is your Python program here. Now, okay, we have our Python program here, and this is the output that it produces. And note that we have circled the output, and the significance of that will become apparent in a bit. So here, this first circle here is output for the first time the outer for loop is run. And the outer for loop here is circled by this outer circle, circling lines 1 to 5. The second circle here corresponds to the output for the second time the outer for loop is run. And the third circle here corresponds to the output for the third time the outer for loop is run. And then you have output of m star m, which is for lines 6 and 7, which you have the number 49. So when the program is run once, there are 15 outputs of k plus p. If you count this, there are 15 numbers. Now, this concept of how a nested for loop works, because this is a nested for loop, you have an inner loop within an outer loop, can take a few weeks to really understand. But if you can keep thinking about it, and what I advise you to do is to type in this program and run it yourself, and then you get a proper feel for it. It is quite normal and quite natural that people take a few weeks to sort of really understand the concept. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's fine. Okay.